Hello everyone, this video continues the medieval morality theme and is part 4 of the Slow History series in association with Historathon 2024 Q2. This video adds significant content to the previous part 3 video. So, to make a start, in reply to the Physician's Tale in Geoffrey Chaucer's Canterbury Tales, the host said, quote, "Though I can't talk in your technical jargon, you really touched my heart, by corpus bones. Unless I take a tonic, or else a draught of fresh and malty ale, or hear at once a cheerful tale, my heart will give out in pity. So look sharp, crack a few jokes, let's have some fun." "I'll do just that," said he. "But first, as here's an alehouse sign, I'll have a drink and snack, and then begin." But forthwith all the gentlefolk protested. Don't let him give us any of his filth. Tell us some moral tale, so we can learn wisdom by it, and then we'll gladly listen." "Agreed," said he, "but first I've got to think up something decent while I have a drink." Excuse me. So perhaps this reads something like an historical fiction, of course, and in a way it is one step better with respect to authenticity. But that aside, how was it? What morals and wisdom, what range of medieval mentalities can we establish when we examine a little of the evidence of life and morality in the village and town marketplace, 1200 to 1500? One apparent fact is that people living in the 12th and 13th centuries expected retailers and wholesalers to be honest and hard-working, but it appears that the economy advanced, commercial opportunities increased, and written sources tell us that petty traders had become selfish and dishonest. And moreover, in the 14th and 15th centuries, moralists assumed that if petty traders became wealthy, they must have done so by fraudulent means, that the aspiring and enterprising had fallen to fraud and avarice. Nonetheless, it is the case that more and more men were advancing in affluence and even wealth. Social mobility and its skeptics consistently featured in the literature. In the mid-15th century, Peter Idley complained that it was hard to tell a tapster or hostler's wife from a gentlewoman, and there are other examples. It was the nature of certain trades, however, that increased the tendency for sly or deceptive practice, quantity and particularly quality of drink, for example. And more generally, avarice and temptation has a tendency to manifest, and therefore moralists declared it the duty of traders to reveal all and thus help and not deceive their neighbours. Retailers, large or small, were expected to trade according to ideals of community justice or the common good. In addition to the influence of guilds, town and district regulations and regulators played a not insignificant role. Writers like Bernardino of Siena and John Buridan in the 14th and 15th centuries explicitly recommended government intervention during a crisis. Meanwhile, Geoffrey Chaucer's merchant is presented in a fairly positive light. The merchant and his permissible workaday licit activities had become accepted by the majority of medieval religious commentators. Indeed, trade had ceased to be condemned as inherently sinful. It was the individual who erred. Perhaps this is all of a piece with the late Middle Ages. To quote from the general prologue of the Canterbury Tales, "And there was a knight, a reputable man, who from the moment that he first began campaigning had cherished the profession of arms. He also prized trustworthiness, liberality, fame, and courteousness." To conclude, Cicero's treatise on politics, as mentioned in a recent video, not only includes the law and institutions, but also, quote, volatile, precarious relations among citizens, as well as common sense and shared moral values. Well, that's it, and bye for now.